The Retirement Halftime Show. Maintain your lead in retirement.
You're watching the Retirement Halftime Show. I am your host, Alexander Joyce, and we want to discuss our blueprint. A lot of individuals call in, or we get a lot of questions through our website, and people just kind of want a better understanding about some of the services that we provide, some of the solutions that we have for our clients. So what it is, we just wanted to take a few moments and go through what we call the retirement blueprint. Okay, we're not going to dive into specifics, but this will kind of give us an overview of what to expect. Managing expectations is everything. Okay, so the first piece that we want to understand, now make sure we understand this is after we've done a proper discovery. Okay, so there's no necessarily no sequence here, if you will, but just an outline of some of the solutions. So the first one we believe is very important. That's the income planning process. So we want to have a better understanding about what your income foundation is, what your lifestyle looks like, and how we can fill any type of gap. So if there's a $30,000 fixed income or an income foundation, but your lifestyle equals $60,000, clearly there's a gap in the middle. So what we want to do is we want to build some type of income plan to make sure we fill that gap and give you peace of mind and a roadmap to look at and say, you know what, out of this strategy, in utilizing this process, the likelihood of me outliving my money is very slim. One of the ways we do that is we use, and you may be familiar with this as well, but a Monte Carlo analysis. And that would give us about 1,000 or more simulations based upon historical events and give us a probability, if you will, of outliving your assets or outliving your retirement dollars, because that's important. Nobody wants to change their lifestyle and nobody wants to modify things. But if we can make changes along the way through a review process, that's imperative. The next piece is making sure that we're keeping up with inflation. Now, it's very natural for individuals to become more conservative in retirement. But as I've always said, if inflation's at 3 and you're getting 1, well, we're losing 2. Yes, we're going broke safely, right? But a loss is a loss. So we want to make sure we don't lose track of what got us there in the first place. Okay, reducing risk and becoming more conservative, if you would, is sometimes good and sometimes it could be evil as well. We want to make sure that we have the right risk tolerance in mind, right? That's one thing we want to make sure we get right the first time. So having a good, well-rounded, diversified investment plan is very important in your retirement as well. Taxation. One of the silent killers to a portfolio, of course, is taxes. So we've always used a mountain concept of showing people that there's two very distinct phases in a financial life. The accumulation phase is where you're putting a lot of money in, but a lot of that money is what's called qualified. It's pre-tax dollars. Uncle Sam has always said, you know what, pay me now or pay me later. That later is 70 and a half when we start creeping up to what's called required minimum distribution, hovering around 3.65% of our qualified dollars. So we want to make sure that we have a very strong tax plan in place in retirement as well. Because when you start paying yourself and filling that gap with your own retirement dollars, that money, again, has never been taxed. So we'll look at a Roth conversion at some point, understanding that taxes over time could go up. But again, working with our CPA and working with our firm, that's one of the big pieces that we make sure we don't miss, is making sure we have a very strong tax plan in retirement as well. Understanding that there's longevity risk involved with retirement. Understanding that technology is probably its greatest and it's going to get greater over time, which means we're all aging and we're all living longer. Some of us probably know somebody that's over 100 years old. We've got to make sure that our dollars stretch that far as well. So longevity is something that we look at. I think anybody can do a really great job, even yourself from Excel, can do a really great job of building a retirement plan that works for today. Even putting in inflation in there so you can understand what the dollars would look like over time. But I think routinely what we do, and a lot of advisors do as well, is we don't calculate that longevity risk in that portfolio as well. So it's something that we've always done a great job at, and we will continue to do that as well. Legacy planning, understanding the purpose of the portfolio, understanding the legacy need in the portfolio, making sure, again, looking at taxes, making sure that if there is a need to leave wealth, making sure that we're getting that wealth to the next generation. We want to make sure we understand the desire for your legacy. Is it to pass wealth to your heirs in the most tax efficient way possible? Is it a trust? Is it you want to make sure that there's health, education, maintenance, and support there for your family? Making sure that you're not dumping money on your loved ones because it could hurt them, but making sure that it's an income stream that they never outlive as well. These are the 5 main pillars of the retirement blueprint. The goal is making sure you understand working with a firm that has a defined process and a structure to follow means the world in retirement. If you've got any questions about how these pillars or one of them can benefit you in your life, in your retirement, pick up the phone and give us a call. Stay tuned. There's more show to come.
The Retirement Halftime Show. Maintain your lead in retirement.
I'm Alexander Joyce, President and CEO of ReJoyce Financial. If you're in retirement or near retirement, with all life's changes, it never hurts to get a second opinion. Managing expectations is the foundation of a prosperous relationship. Our goal is simple. We want to get to know you. So pick up the phone and make an appointment for a complimentary visit. There is no cost, no obligation. We simply want to get to know you and see if we can add value to your life in retirement. We can discuss topics like income planning, sequence of return risk, taxes, and estate planning, Social Security maximization, and much more. Let us help you develop strategies that can develop a successful retirement. If you want to know more about successful retirement strategies, then call now, schedule a visit, and let us help you rejoice in your retirement.